It's time for business. Emmanuel Bajuyafe is here. Hello, Emmanuel.
Hi, easy. So, a lifeline to Ghana's stock market very soon.
May come from London.
Exactly. It's good news for the stock market.
All right, you take it away.
Thank you very much, and good evening. Thank you for joining me on business. The London Stock Exchange is partnering Ghana's stock market by investing expertise and capital to help revamp the local bourse and develop the economy as a whole. Visiting UK Prime Minister's trade envoy to Ghana, Adam Efriyi, says this will happen in the next few days. He told Joy Business at the sidelines of an engagement with members of the Ghana Stock Exchange. This is in solidarity with Ghana's readiness to grow beyond aid.
What is looking to do is to bring together the London Stock Exchange, the Ghana Stock Exchange, so that Ghana begins to have access to a worldwide web of investment and financial input and capital. So hopefully, leading from these meetings, there'll be some sort of relationship created whereby we can provide our expertise from the UK to help to enhance the levels of capital coming into Ghana, so that actually on the ground people see more jobs and prosperity because there's investment coming in from overseas into Ghanaian companies and into Ghanaian bonds. What it requires is it requires access to the whole world of financial services for Ghanaian businesses and for the Ghanaian government. So I think what it will involve is for the stock exchanges to work it out between them, is a way of listing Ghanaian companies, giving them dual listings between perhaps London on the London Stock Exchange and the Ghana Stock Exchange, and also allowing more bonds to be issued so that people overseas can invest in the Ghanaian government initiatives. And for me personally, being half Ghanaian, half British, I'd be delighted to see something like a bond for the diaspora. There are 500,000 people in the UK of Ghanaian heritage, millions around the world. Wouldn't it be wonderful if through this initiative they're able to reinvest back in their own country? There's approximately 9 trillion worth of capital that's available, but at the moment today, Ghana can only access about 360 million of that. So there's a huge difference there. There's a huge amount of capital weighing on the markets which could come into Ghana, and by working through this initiative, having some tangible goals to deliver some results, then I think then Ghana will have access to those markets.
Now, the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, has established an energy service center aimed at providing alternative sources of efficient power in the wake of the hike in utility tariffs. Deputy Energy Minister Joseph Kudjo stated that government is strongly behind this move and will offer the needed support to AGI. There's more in this report.
Deputy Energy Minister Joseph Kudjo has justified a 10% increment in utility tariffs by the PULC, saying it is relatively low as compared with the situation 3 years ago. Speaking to captains of industry in the manufacturing sector, the Deputy Minister reiterated the use of alternative sources of efficient energy for businesses to remain highly competitive in the manufacturing sector.
You've heard of an ongoing PPL renegotiation. The ones to come on board, we reviewed and terminated some, deferred some, but the existing, which is driving your bill today, which were also high anyway, renegotiation of existing power plant contracts that have been in existence, we're making an effort to even renegotiate the tariff down. And that is also ongoing rigorously between Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Energy, on one part, with the independent power producers to bring down the tariff. We hope to be successful to add another source of reduction in energy production to the basket.
Speaking to Joy Business, Chief Executive of the AGI, Sechuma Kwabwa, was hopeful that the Energy Service Centre will ease the burden of high electricity costs for local industries.
As a country, we have a target of making renewable energy contribute about 10% to the energy mix. It is therefore very critical that we promote renewable energy. We all know that renewable energy is actually the way to go. Ultimately, it is the best form of energy we could have, whether it's coming by solar, wind, or whatever form it's coming, it's good. So we need to work at it. And as industry, we think that so far, when we talk of renewable energy, we only talk about household users, very small users. But we think that industrial players can also make use of renewable energy.
The implementing partners for the Energy Service Centre include the GIZ, Energy Foundation and the Energy Commission.
The International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, says it has put in place the necessary steps and measures to help resolve potential disputes that may arise from the implementation of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. The ICC made this known at the maiden edition of the ICC Arbitration Day celebration in Accra today. Karen Dodu has more.
The International Chamber of Commerce ICC is the world's business organization that promotes international trade, responsible business conduct and global approach to regulations. Marking the ICC Ghana Arbitration Day, the Chamber organized a dialogue on how to improve arbitration practices in Ghana. Emmanuel Donikwame is Secretary General of the ICC Ghana.
The ICC calendar, various countries usually have one particular day dedicated for discussions to do with dispute resolution and to promote mediation and arbitration as another alternative in resolving disputes, especially commercial disputes. And this is our maiden event, and we're privileged to have the Secretary General of the Court of Arbitration himself coming to Ghana.
Vice President of the Chamber's Court of Arbitration, Daka Kamau, in an address, explains that with cross-border trade among African countries expected to increase, potential trade disputes are bound to happen.
And the reality is that as long as there is trade happening, there will be disputes. So what professionals can do is to ensure that they understand the systems that are available for dispute resolution. The rules are clear, that they're predictable, that the systems are efficient and cost effective, that users know that those systems exist, and also where those systems don't exist, that we develop them. So we have best practice from across the continent, we have best practice from across the world. So taking advantage of what we know that already exists and implementing those types of rules and laws in our own jurisdiction.
Meanwhile, Ghana's representative at the ICC International Court of Arbitration, Maria Tudua Piaupong, has charged professionals in the legal space to do more to deepen arbitration practice in Ghana.
Well, the best way is to commit time and money to taking part in conferences. I mean, you have to do it, otherwise you wouldn't be known out there. And you have to get the training, you have to acquire the skills. You must take courses and you must commit time and money to that.
The dialogue brought together several players in the legal and judicial space. For Joy Business, Karen Dodu.
Time now for our local wrap and Kantanka Automobile to produce electric cars by December. Details next.
Pensioners of the Migrants and Labour General Workers Union have argued that the recent tariff increment by government for utility services gives cause to their call for a 20% increase of their pensions. According to the union, the standard 10% increment in tariffs does not reflect the current cost of living in the country, making it impossible for pensioners to survive. The Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors CBOD has warned the introduction of the cylinder recirculation model CRM will lead to a rise in the pre-tax cost of bottled gas, which might derail the government's plans of phasing out the current system of gas purchase. CEO of the Chamber, Senyo Hosi, also added that the CRM, which is under the Liquefied Petroleum Gas LPG promotion policy, may lead to the collapse of the activities of LPG marketing companies as they are less equipped to deal with the incoming CRM regime. Indigenous car maker Kantanka says it is poised to manufacture electric cars before the end of this year. Chief Executive Officer Kojo Safu Kantanka Jr. says the move is to further prove to Ghanaians in the world that they are capable to stand the innovation competition on the global stage. He also added that the company is expanding to other parts of the world with a new office in Dubai.
And that's all in the first segment of business. I'm coming your way again with more business after 8.